My next guest was one of the big winners last weekend at UFC 270, getting that first round finish. It is Vanessa Demopoulos back here on the program. Vanessa, how are you?
I'm so awesome. How are you?
I am doing great. You and I have done interviews over the last couple of years, and now here you are with your first UFC win. Has it sunk in yet?
I feel like I dreamt about it a million times, and then it happened, and I'm like, wait a minute, was that a dream? Because that was so cool. That's what it feels like.
Yeah. Is there a bit of weight lifted off your shoulders too? Because again, I know you went through Contender Series, you fought in LFA, and then here you are now finally getting this UFC win.
Yeah, I feel like, even when I first got the notification that we were going to be fighting on a huge pay-per-view event, which is going to be one of the largest cards of the year. Like they do a few of those cards where they have like 2 championship belts on the same card. And that's one of those super cards, and I was so excited. I was like, wow, like this is where I want to be. Like, this is where I feel like I've always belonged. This is where like my mindset always was. And I always felt like I was trying to scrape and claw to get there, and once I got there, I was like, yes, let's go. Let's run it. We've arrived, so sorry. My voice is still crackly from the weekend, by the way, because obviously I was super excited all weekend and I still am. So,
yeah. And
yeah.
obviously, I know it wasn't a flawless performance, obviously getting dropped in the first, but, how much did you rely on your experience in that moment to just, go for the submission? Because that's what you're good at. Take me through that sequence of, being on the ground and then getting the submission win.
Felt like, I don't, all of a sudden I was on my feet, we were fighting, and then boom, I'm on the ground. And I was like, oh shit, how did I get here? I was like, no time for questions. You know what to do. Like, and as soon as I had the overhook, like I need to put my leg over the face and just finish off the rest of the jiu-jitsu move. And that was something I was so confident in. Like as soon as it happened, I was like, yes, like this is what I work for. Like this is why I do jiu-jitsu so many times over and over and over again. So much drilling. And I'm really glad that it showed up, and listening to my coaches, being able to be cognitive enough to hear them. That was cool.
When you had the submission locked in, did you know the fight was going to be over, or did what was going through your head at that moment?
Yeah. As soon as my leg got over, I was like, okay, now it's nice and easy. Like I wasn't rushing. I didn't feel like frantic or panicked. I was like, no, I know this position. Like, you can't, like, my legs are so freaking tight. Like, so I was just nice and calm and just finding the right ebb and flow to finish the submission and really sink that in.
And aside from the comeback win, which was amazing, I think a lot of people are also talking about the post fight with Joe Rogan. Was that like planned? Like, how did you come up with that? Because it was very unique, and I saw it everywhere on social media.
Yeah, I was like, I really wanted to do that. So it was something I told myself. When Joe Rogan came to interview me, I was so hyped. I was like, yo, what's up? Like, I dapped him up so hard. That was more just like sheer surprise and reaction and just all of the moment. And then the climb, like I wanted to do it and I did it. I sent it. It was good.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's done that. That was really cool about it as well. Did you ever would you ever want to go on his podcast? Because I mean, you've got a really interesting story. Did you kind of throw that in there after the fight? Hey, get me on the podcast.
No, I didn't, and I want to so badly. Like, Joe Rogan, if you hear this, I want to be on your podcast, bro. Like, let's do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's definitely something that I want to do for sure, 100%. Joe Rogan's awesome. Like, yeah. Like, I love that. I love that.
All right. Well, the word's out there. How did you celebrate after the win? Again, first UFC victory, quick finish. You got this awesome card you get to watch. What was the rest of the night like?
Man, I literally tried to put my phone down. That night particularly, I went out with, finished watching the UFC fights and with my friends and family that came there with me. I don't know if you guys saw the video that went out. UFC put it out. I was like, that's my family. That's my family. And so they were there. So I finished watching the fights and then we all went out afterwards and celebrated. Went out to some dinners the next day. I got to spend some time with my sister. And now I'm in Tulum. So this is cool.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if you guys get some like glitches in the internet here. It's Mexico and we're out in the rural area of it. But man, yeah, I'm gonna celebrate. I'm out here. I'm living my best life.
Who are you out there with? Just some friends, or who's making the trip with you?
Yeah, a bunch of my friends. So my super best friend Tyree, we've been best friends for like 5 years. So he asked me before I fought. He's like, "Yo, you want to go to Tulum after you fight?" I was like, "One, yes. but don't ask me anything else. I was like,
Okay.
the answer's yes. Like, but I don't want to think about it. So yeah, it was cool that like he just, took care of everything on the way out here.
And we got to talk
Yeah.
about the amount of money you won, the bonus. What are you going to be doing with the money? I mean, that's a huge deal.
That is a huge deal. And I also quit dancing now. So that was like an amazing thing for me. But I've been studying a lot. I'm actually a little bit of a book nerd myself. So I'm going to do a little bit of investing and really allow that money to compile and make money for me. So then that way I can focus more on fighting versus like stressing out over like where are these funds going to be coming from.
Yeah, I heard that tidbit after the fight that you officially had quit exotic dancing. But I remember when we had our last interview, you said that you quit then. So was that kind of like, when fighters say they're retiring, that it's just like a temporary thing? Like, are you officially done exotic dancing now? What's the latest?
Yeah, no, I'm actually officially done. So, and that was why I didn't even talk about it before the fight,
Mhm.
because it was like, you and I have had this conversation, and I
Yeah.
think I talked to Gabriel Gonzalez about it too. Like in the past, I was like, man, like I really want to quit. I really want to quit. And I did. I've always wanted to quit the industry. I love dancing and but I couldn't. I wanted to, but I couldn't. And this time, actually, even before the fight, I still actually couldn't quit. But I said I don't care if I can or if I can't. I'm going to quit. And I actually did stop dancing about 6 to 8 weeks ago. Like I hadn't danced this whole camp. So that's how I know like it was real. Like I made a decision, I stuck with it. I don't have to go back. I'm done.
What about plans for the rest of the week? Do you have anything, like, obviously you're in Mexico. How long are you going to be staying down there?
I'm in Tulum until Wednesday. And then I have no idea what I'm going to do when I get back. So I know that a few of my girls want me to come and train with them. Loopy Godinez is going to start getting ready for one of her fights. I don't know who she's fighting or when. And same thing with Tabitha Reese. I know that she's going to start getting ready for one of her fights. So I don't know who she's fighting or when. But I know that, like that's what we do, man. Like us girls, we got to stick together.
That's cool. I didn't know that. So did you and Loopy become friends after your fight, or what sort of, you keep, you have the same manager too, right?
We do have the same manager, but I mean, even before that, like she is one of the sweetest humans on the planet. And it's like,
Mhm.
even though that fight happened with us, like there was never any animosity amongst us. It was
Mhm.
just a freaking crazy fight.
I imagine you would train with Loopy down in Mexico, because she also lives actually where I live here in Vancouver as well. So I imagine it was Mexico you were talking about.
No, no, no. I'm gonna head over to Vancouver. So and I'm gonna train with her. It's like I don't care. Like I think what I was saying before we got cut off, it's like I couldn't hate Loopy if I tried. Like
Yeah.
I know that we had like the crazy fight that we had, but honestly, like she's just such a sweet person. She's such an amazing human. And yeah, I love Loopy, man.
When do you want to fight again? I know you're in Mexico. You want to do some training. You mentioned going to Vancouver. What would sort of be an ideal timeline for you to return to the cage?
Man, I don't like waiting too long. So I mean, 3 months, like put me back in. I want to fight 3 or 4 times this year. So, and I like having a rapid pace. Like if I wasn't gonna do an MMA fight, like 100% I'm gonna do a jiu-jitsu tournament, and I'd rather do an MMA fight. So, yeah,
Okay.
don't make me wait. Don't make me wait.
Okay. Sounds good. And any opponents in mind? Would you like to get that Ashley Yoder fight rebooked, or is there any other fights you're looking at?
Oh, Ashley Yoder would be great. Yeah, absolutely. I know that like I think she caught an injury at like way, way before our camp even started. So yeah, that'd be really cool if they could rebook that one.
And this is always a cool interview, Vanessa. Appreciate the time. Enjoy Mexico. Just remind people where they can get a hold of you on social media. And if you got any sponsors or shout outs, I'll give you the last word.
Huge shout out to Go Big Media and Entertainment. And if you guys need any media value at all, like they're gonna help you out there. Rove CBD remedies, and find me on Lil Monster, LIL Monster Demo on Instagram.